Let's get right into it. Number 9. The Chicxulub near-repeat extinction impact. Imagine you're an early human, chilling in your cave, and maybe drawing some sweet wall art, when suddenly, the sky lights up brighter than a million suns. A 2-kilometer wide space rock, basically a mountain from space, slams into Southeast Asia. The impact turns the ground into lava soup and blasts molten rock into space. That melted material rains back down as tiny glass beads called tektites, which scientists have found everywhere, from Australia to Antarctica. The explosion kicks up so much dust that Earth becomes a giant snow globe, except instead of snow, it's deadly dust blocking out the sun. The strangest part? We can't find the crater. Scientists think it's buried under the Bolavan Plateau in Laos, which today is famous for coffee plantations. So the place where humanity almost went extinct is now where people get their caffeine fix. Somehow, our ancestors survived years of darkness, food shortages, and probably some insanely intense sunsets. Number 8. The 536 AD Mystery Cloud. Picture yourself living your best medieval life when suddenly the sun just stops working. In the year 536 AD, a mysterious fog appeared and stuck around for 18 months. The sun became so dim that people couldn't see their own shadows at noon. It was like the sun went from a spotlight to a sad desk lamp. Scientists believe this was caused by a massive volcanic eruption that turned Earth's atmosphere into nature's worst Instagram filter. Temperatures dropped so much that summer felt like winter, crops failed everywhere, and food shortages spread. Historians call this the worst decade in human history, and that's saying a lot. Just when things couldn't get worse, more volcanic eruptions followed, extending the cold for decades. Number 7. The Carrington Event's prehistoric cousin. At one point, the sun completely lost its mind. Scientists have found evidence of a solar superflare hundreds of times stronger than anything recorded in modern history. This explosion was powerful enough to potentially strip away Earth's ozone layer, the planet's sunscreen that protects us from deadly UV radiation. Trees from that time period recorded this radiation spike in their rings like a cosmic diary. Antarctic ice cores show the same thing, and even the moon bears evidence of it. Observations of other sun-like stars suggest that these massive tantrums may happen more often than we'd like to think. Number 6. When Lake Toba blacked out the sun. 74,000 years ago, the sun effectively disappeared when the Toba supervolcano erupted. This explosion was about 1,000 times more powerful than Mount St. Helens. In just 2 weeks, it spewed enough ash and rock to fill 1.5 million Olympic swimming pools. Pyroclastic flows, walls of gas and rock, moving at 320 kilometers per hour and over 1,100 degrees Celsius, obliterated everything nearby. Ash shot so high into the atmosphere, that day turned into night for decades. Plants died, animals followed, and humans nearly vanished. Scientists estimate that only 3,000 to 10,000 humans survived worldwide. Today, Lake Toba in Indonesia looks peaceful, but it's one of the closest calls humanity ever had. Number 5. The Younger Dryas Deep Freeze. About 12,900 years ago, Earth slammed the brakes on warming. Global temperatures dropped by about 10 degrees Celsius in just a few decades, turning large parts of the planet into frozen wastelands. Scientists debate whether this was caused by a comet airburst over North America or a massive flood of glacial meltwater disrupting ocean circulation. This sudden cold snap lasted around 1,200 years longer than the time between today and the Viking Age. Early humans, who were just learning how to farm, suddenly faced an endless winter. This pressure may have forced humans to adapt, innovate, and become more resilient to survive. Number 4. The Magnetic Field Collapse Scare. Around 42,000 years ago, Earth's magnetic field weakened to just 5% of its current strength during an event called the Lachamps excursion. This invisible shield normally protects us from cosmic radiation, but with it weakened, radiation bombarded the planet. The ozone layer thinned, letting in dangerous UV rays. Early humans likely sheltered in caves and used red ochre as a form of prehistoric sunscreen. This event may have contributed to the extinction of megafauna and even the decline of Neanderthals. Evidence comes from ancient trees in New Zealand that recorded radiation spikes in their rings. The scary part? Earth's magnetic field is weakening again today. Number 3. The Atlantic Current Shutdown. About 8,200 years ago, Earth's climate nearly fell apart when a massive ocean current system called AMOC Earth Central Heating was disrupted. 2 enormous ice lakes in North America suddenly drained into the Atlantic, dumping the equivalent of 50 Amazon rivers worth of freshwater. This diluted the salty ocean water needed to keep the current moving. As a result, temperatures in the northern hemisphere dropped sharply, crops failed, and regions plunged into severe cold. Scientists uncovered evidence of this event in microscopic fossils on the ocean floor. Civilization survived only because the current restart just in time. Number 2. The Campanian Ignimbrite eruption. 39,000 years ago, one of the most powerful volcanic eruptions in history darkened Europe. Ash blasted 24 miles into the sky and spread across an area larger than India. In some places, ash fell thick enough to bury a standing human. The eruption caused a volcanic winter, blocked sunlight, and produced acid rain that damaged ecosystems and made breathing difficult. Neanderthals were already struggling to compete with modern humans, and this catastrophe may have pushed them past the point of recovery. Number 1. The African megadrought bottleneck. Around 70,000 years ago, Africa experienced a massive drought that nearly wiped out humanity. Much of the continent turned into a desert, forcing humans to choose between dying inland or surviving along the coast. Small groups took refuge in coastal caves, surviving on shellfish and marine resources. Scientists believe the human population dropped to just a few hundred individuals. This extreme bottleneck is still visible in our DNA today, and explains why humans have surprisingly low genetic diversity. Nature hit reset on our species, and we barely survived.